Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating parallels between optical fiber networks and neuropsychology. You might be surprised at how these two seemingly different fields share so much in common. Think about it. We often call the internet a web, a term we usually use for complex, interconnected systems. Well, get ready to have your mind blown, because today we're going to untangle the surprising connections between the vast networks of optical fibers spanning our planet and the intricate web of neurons that make up our brains. Get ready for an epic journey through the worlds of light pulses, neurotransmitters, and the mind-boggling feats of engineering and evolution. Let's start with the basics. How information travels. In the digital world, data zips through optical fibers as pulses of light, bouncing along these thin strands of glass like race cars on a high-tech track. Now think about your brain. Instead of light, we have electrical impulses, tiny bursts of energy zipping from neuron to neuron. These signals are picked up by dendrites, whisker-like receivers, and then passed on through axons, the long, slender transmitters of the neuron. But it's not just electricity at play. Oh no, the brain has a whole chemical communication system going on too. When an electrical impulse reaches the end of an axon, it triggers the release of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that hop the gap, or synapse, to the next neuron, keeping the information flowing. When you think about the internet, you probably imagine a vast network of cables crisscrossing the globe, and you'd be right. Millions of miles of optical fiber cables, bundled together in massive undersea cables, weave a tangled web of connectivity around our planet. But here's the thing, the brain is even more intricate. Billions upon billions of neurons connect in a mind-boggling web of pathways, forming a network more complex than the most advanced supercomputer. We're talking about 100 billion neurons, each with thousands of connections, creating trillions of pathways for information to travel. It's like the cosmic web, but on a microscopic scale, right here, inside our heads. Okay, so we have information traveling through these networks, but how is it processed? In optical fibers, it's all about modulation. The intensity, frequency or phase of the light pulses are subtly changed to represent different data. It's like a secret code embedded within the light itself. Now the brain takes signal processing to a whole other level. We're not just talking about simple on-off switches here. Oh no, neurons are like tiny computers, integrating information from thousands of connections, weighing inputs and making decisions about what signals to pass on. This is where those chemical messengers, the neurotransmitters, come into play again. They bind to receptors on the receiving neuron, triggering a cascade of biochemical reactions that either excite or inhibit the neuron, shaping the flow of information through the network. Imagine if the internet went down every time a single cable was cut. Chaos, right? Thankfully, optical fiber networks are designed with redundancy in mind. Multiple paths exist for data to travel, so even if one route is disrupted, the information can still reach its destination. Now, our brains are the ultimate masters of redundancy and fault tolerance. Think about it. You can lose neurons to injury or aging, yet your brain can often compensate, rerouting information through existing pathways or even forging new connections. This incredible ability is called neural plasticity, and it's the reason why some stroke victims can regain lost functions. The brain doesn't just sit there statically. It's constantly adapting, rewiring itself to keep the information flowing. We crave speed in our digital lives, and optical fiber delivers. We're talking about data zipping around the globe at a significant fraction of the speed of light. This speed is crucial for everything from streaming high-definition videos to conducting complex scientific simulations. Now, while our brains might not operate at the speed of light, they have their own version of speed optimization. Think about your reflexes, like when you touch something hot and instantly pull your hand away. That's your nervous system firing signals through optimized pathways, bypassing the slower, more contemplative parts of your brain. These superfast reflexes are essential for survival, allowing us to react to danger in a split second, and it's all thanks to the brain's ability to prioritize and speed up crucial signals. The internet might seem intangible, but it requires a tremendous amount of energy to run. Data centers, those massive warehouses of servers, consume vast amounts of electricity. And as our reliance on digital technology grows, so does its energy footprint. Now, our brains are incredibly energy efficient. Think about it. This complex organ, capable of incredible feats of computation, runs on roughly the same amount of energy as a light bulb. That's because evolution has favored efficiency. The brain has evolved to maximize its computational power while minimizing energy use, a feat that engineers designing computer systems can only dream of replicating. The digital world is constantly evolving, and so are the networks that support it. Optical fiber technology is continually being refined, with faster transmission speeds and greater bandwidth on the horizon. And when new technologies emerge, networks are upgraded, equipment is replaced, and the infrastructure adapts. Similarly, our brains are constantly evolving and adapting throughout our lives. We learn new skills, form new memories, and adapt to new environments, and our brains rewire themselves accordingly. This process continues throughout our lives, driven by experiences, learning, and even recovery from injury. This adaptability is what makes both optical fiber networks and the human brain so remarkable. They are not static, fixed systems, but rather dynamic, ever-evolving structures that can change and adapt to meet the demands of a changing world. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the parallels between optical fiber networks and neuropsychology. From the transmission of information to the importance of redundancy, we've seen how these two seemingly different fields share some remarkable similarities. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the brain and push the boundaries of technology, it's crucial to appreciate the interconnectedness of our world. The same principles that govern the flow of information in our digital networks are echoed in the intricate workings of our own minds. So, stay curious and keep exploring the amazing connections in our world. You never know what other surprising parallels are waiting to be discovered.